Welcome back. It's time for the first residential lot in a while, actually. We've done a lot of community lots, and this is actually a residential lot that's actually occupied, but I managed to get a empty version. So this lot will be completely safe to download. At least I hope so. But yeah, this one belongs to the Kim family. They are a bunch of out-of-work actors from like a sci-fi series, so that's probably why their house is all kind of, that kind of 50s or, all kind of retro style house. And at first I was kind of scared, I was overwhelmed by it. I've never seen this house before, so I was like, oh god. I was very scared when I started working on this. I was like, what am I going to do with this one? I'm going to make it modern? What am I going to do? Make it old? And oh boy. So yeah, this video is just going to be me being all over. I'll be doing walls 1 second, and then I'll be moving on to a piece of the garden, then I'll just start doing the floor. And I was just a little bit with this one. But I just was like, you know what, I'll just start with doors and windows. And even then I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. So this one was kind of like, what do you call that? A missile without any direction. I was like, ah! That's a Dutch saying when you are, it means you make a lot of mess. You destroy a lot, but there's no guidance in what you're doing, no sense in what you're doing. So yeah, I was definitely struggling with the big Tokyo windows, or should I move on to the smaller Bauhaus windows, or to the Boo-Boo windows, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, should I put a roof on? I was dumbstruck. So this is actually the second time I started recording. At first I had a recording, and then just the footage of that was just 5 minutes of me going, what? I don't know. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start over. Because I didn't do anything. Like, I placed maybe like 2 doors or something. I was struggling so much. I was like, I just gotta restart. I haven't done anything. Anyway, I don't restart often. I've only done it a couple of times because, it's not fair. I feel like it's not fair if I just do a video and people are like, wow, she immediately knows what to do, because sometimes I really don't. So I just try to, show my process, as pure it is. Sometimes I edit like long pieces out, because watching me like pick wallpapers that can take forever, so I feel like that's not very informative. But yeah, in this case I was just like, I just gotta start over for a second, because I don't want to start editing the first 5 minutes of a video. That feels kind of that's a little bit stupid. So yeah, this house, the second floor is the master bedroom, but it was completely open, so if you are like in the hallway and looked up the stairs, you could see the bed. I was like, this is weird. So I just put a wall there with a door. I felt that was just a little bit more reasonable to me. So this family is actually quite interesting. I read up on them a little. So they're all sci-fi actors out of work. Even the child is supposed to be a child actor. And they have a dog and a cat. So I kept that in the back of my mind. I had to do some dog things and some cat things. And that's pretty much all I read upon. I didn't like read their hobbies or anything, but I really think that's a quite interesting idea, that a bunch of actors, so you could technically, I don't know if they have careers, maybe they are unemployed, but yeah, I really wonder what the idea was behind this lot to make it kind of that Jetsons styled, like futuristic themed. I wonder what the idea behind that was. But then again, a lot of the pets furniture is kind of that weird style, so I wonder where that came from. If they were like, yeah, we want to do the pets and then do some weird futuristic build set with it, or that they just wanted to do something kind of retro futuristic and then also had the pets idea and were like, you know what, we have to combine this because we kind of want to do a build set with the pet stuff. I don't know. I'm really curious what the idea behind all of it was. I don't think we will ever find out, but... So yeah, I actually wanted to do something really modern with this house, but yeah, little spoiler, I went fully retro. I don't know what happened. I never would do that. I've never done retro, I think. But it's, I really like what I did with this house, but it was completely unexpected, even for myself, what I ended up with, so... Yeah, first I started with these nice wooden floors that matched the stairs. And I remembered, this is why the bathroom, I'm trying to look at aqua thingies in bright colors. I remember downloading these awesome new, well, relatively new recolors by Shasta Kids, who make kind of the sort of retro, kind of the aqua and the sort of pink colors of that era. If you look at from like the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, their bathrooms were like bright as hell, you know. You would have the, especially over like avocado green and all that. It's amazing. So that's why I decided to go for like kind of an aqua color in the bathroom. So I love that. I was like, yes, I finally get to use it. Woohoo! I decided to keep those two fireplaces because I really like that idea of the two fireplaces with the matching wall behind it, because that feels very, very retro, kind of, to have like a stone wall with like sort of built-in fireplaces. I was really excited about this lot. I saw it, I was like, no, I'm gonna keep that. But I was really struggling with the rest of the wallpapers, you know. I was like, because I didn't really have a plan, because I wanted to make it more modern at first, but then I started slowly moving into a more retro feel, and that's what I'm not really that familiar with, kind of retro styling, because I sometimes have difficulty separating stuff from like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like, I know a lot of flower power was in the 60s, but there's also kind of that also kind of bleeds over into the 70s, you know, and that's just, I was like, I just do whatever. So if you are very familiar with the styles and you're like, no, that doesn't go with that, that's 50s, and no, that's 70s, what are you doing? You are totally right. I have no idea what I'm doing, just chucking everything that looks slightly retro into this lot and just doing whatever. Hope it looks nice. So yeah, the kitchen. This is the kitchen and dining area. I decided to go for a more orange, because I do remember that a lot of 70s interiors, kind of that orangey, yellow, red, and green was that kind of color palette. So I do remember that. And I remember there's a lot of macrame in that era. At least if I have to believe my mom, a lot of macrame. So there's certain things I know for sure, and other things I'm just very unsure. Like the ceiling thing, is that okay? I don't know, but I like doing it. So I was like, yep. I wanted to create a little bit more clearer separation between like the walls of the dining room and the kitchen. Initially I wanted to use the beautiful pine trees, but then I found this awesome, I forgot the name, that tree, and I was like, you know what, I feel that fits in a little bit more with the style I'm going for. And as you can see, just a second ago I was doing like walls and interior. Now I'm in the garden and I'll be flip-flopping the rest of the video because, like I said, I was very... some houses I'm just like, I don't know what to do, so I get really distracted and I just start flip-flopping all over the place. from interior to exterior, from room to room. I try to, you know, I try not to, but sometimes I kind of slip. So the back garden of this house is actually very interesting. There was like a gate also in the back garden, so they're suggesting that that was like a back door that's also completely functional. And I actually quite like the flowers that they put back there. They were kind of, you know, the orange and the red, so kind of an older. That felt definitely very sort of retro pattern. And for some reason, I wanted to do a pebble garden, so just kind of pebbles and just rocks and a couple of plants. For some reason, my mind was like, yeah, that feels kind of old and dated, and I don't know why. I don't know why my head went to this, but it actually looks kind of cool. It's just very simple, just a couple of plants and just some simple flowers. For some reason, as a kid, I remember a lot of gardens kind of being like that, although the path throughout the garden was a little bit more meandering, I suppose. And then you had, I just remember so many gardens, like especially in the row houses, that have that kind of that pebble thing with like little plants everywhere, maybe like a small water feature. I don't remember seeing that very often now, but as a kid I remember a lot of gardens like that, so maybe this style is definitely not from that era. Maybe this is very just 90s style gardening, I don't know. Sometimes I want to take a course on this sort of stuff, but I wonder if there are. Gardening through the, not necessarily through the centuries, but through the decades, because I feel there's definitely a lot of stuff that's like no longer like kind of in, but yeah, I don't know, I'm just doing whatever. So back garden, I just decided to repeat a little bit of the pebble thing, and the rest of the garden is just gonna be sort of grass where the kid can play with the dog. That's really my idea, just a small patch of grass. It's just dog area. Oh man, that pet house is ugly. It's a space pet house, and I was trying to use it like in the next video you'll see me struggling, and at one point I was like, no, it's just too much. Can't deal with it. It's too spacey. Sometimes Max just goes too far. It's like, so they make a build set that's just so unusable. Especially the space, the atomic. I think it's called the atomic set. The atomic set, and definitely that one. And of course the whole groovy bubble blower set from University. And then we have that awful like aqua like buy set for the kids, like the bed and all of that, and oh my god. And then you get sets like the country set from Seasons. Is it Seasons? Yeah, which looks really, really cute. Kind of a country home and looks really adorable. And you're like, oh, this is actually kind of nice. And it's like, who makes this? What's happening? Put the other guy in charge. He or she made a lot better stuff than this one. It's quite interesting. But I guess all the games will have that. I'm pretty sure there's a set in Sims 3 that a lot of people feel the same about in Sims 4. So you know, now I'm back to wallpapers, and be prepared for a lot of editing for the rest of the video. Because God, I was messing around with wallpapers for a while, because first I was doing modern, and then I started flipping back to more retro wallpapers, and this part of the video is going to be all over the place, so you have been warned. So stripies are definitely to to me, like I think we all know when we think about like 70s wallpaper, we all kind of think about the same thing. So yeah, the wallpapers that I'm using now might not be technically 70s, but they're called Orla, from Orland or Orla something. I can't remember, but I don't know. Yeah, they might also be more 50s. Like, I don't know, I'm just doing something. I just wanted nice patterns, and you know, this was way before my time anyway. So sue me, fight me. I'm just doing whatever. Just doing whatever looks good. This house is a mess. Just gonna pretend that these people have no style. I think that's safest bet. And that one's a little wild with all the colors. Oh yeah, that's the only thing I know about the 70s. Lots of browns, yellows, and greens, and oranges. And for some reason they did have like aqua bathrooms, so I love it. You have this show on the BBC that's called like House. What was it called? No, not Bargain Hunter. No, the Bargain Hunter, something else. Homes Under the Hammer. Yeah, when they follow people buying houses from auction and fixing them up, and sometimes they buy one of those houses that's obviously been like, you know, maybe belonged to an older person who didn't have like a big budget to fix up their house, and there will still be like an avocado bathroom, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's avocado. And my mom be like, yeah, all the bathrooms used to look like that. Just why avocado color? It's bizarre, but it makes me laugh. So I decided to, as you can see, put those edge hiders there, because no matter which default you use for the edges, they never look good enough, you know. I used to have like a very grungy one, but it would obviously not look good with modern houses, and then at one point I had a very white one, but of course that didn't look right with you know, some of the older houses, and now I have sort of a muted white gray one, which looks okay, but I will still use edge hiders anyway. Yeah, I still don't understand. That's obviously a design flaw from the game, that they never thought about like ceilings when they started with the game. Because I think otherwise they would have, I'm not sure how the Sims 3 and 4 do this, but I have a sneaky suspicion that there's like no edge of that floor tile, maybe the wall just covers that. So what am I doing now? So yeah, I'm putting shaggy carpets, because that's also something I remember. Shaggy carpets, and for some reason I decided to go with brown. I don't know necessarily why, but I think I was like, yeah, that matches the stairs, so that's cool. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm all over this lot. Just doing whatever. It's gonna look good though, but a slightly eclectic. Let's put it, I'm gonna use eclectic, not chaotic, eclectic. I think that's a good word. Here I'm still trying to figure out which kind of orange wallpaper I want, but I think I went for the flamingo one. I have a flamingo wallpaper. Because, yeah, this one. It looks so cool. Flamingo, stop it! I forgot to add it over here, apparently. Spoiler, it's the flamingo wallpaper. There we go. So that was it for the first part. I'll just say goodbye right now. Next part we are going to do some of the interior, blah blah blah. So, God, I hope I'll be talking better soon. See you then, bye!